So today I'm recording a sort of payback video where people could ask me questions. I asked people on Instagram to fill in the question sticker if they had any questions, and yeah, surprisingly there were quite some. I was a bit afraid that nobody really wanted to know anything. But okay, I've got quite some questions. I think something 20 something, 27 or so. Some were a bit like the same, so I put them like together. And I thought, well, yeah, let's answer some of them right now. The first question that I received on the sticker, but also one question I really get asked a lot when I like at shows or when I meet people somewhere, or I don't know, when they find out that I'm often busy with the music, they always ask me, what is your favorite band? Yeah, I don't know what to answer to that, to be honest, because yeah, I have so many bands that I really like, really appreciate, but favorite, I don't know. Gosh, I think there's that also, yeah, depends on the genre, but I mean, there's something for every genre that I like, and I'm blessed that I get to meet so many bands that I am, yeah, just enjoying their music a lot. To mention a one or two, well, I think I like Chroma from Finland, for example. I've been following them around for many years, shooting many of their shows, but I also like, I don't know, some bands from back in the days that I really photographed a lot. Maybe some Poison Black, but yeah, really favorites, I don't know, hard to say. Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that completely because I'm not just the person that listens to one band a lot. For my music magazine, I get so many promos to listen to review, but also to get acquainted with the music. So if I would like interview bands or see them live, I know a bit about their music. So yeah, that's what I'm mostly doing, listening to that, and then there's very little time to enjoy bands that I've known for a longer time. So yeah, I guess there's always bands that you like a bit better than others, but favorites, yeah, I don't know, hard to say. Let's see. Oh yeah, what does Christmas mean to me? Yeah, of course I got that question. I mean, I set up a whole Christmas series. It's logic that I get that question. Yeah, what does Christmas mean to me? I guess I always enjoyed being around friends and family. I mean, when I was young, we didn't celebrate Christmas that much. We would just eat with the family and, I don't know, have a good day. But that's because in the Netherlands you also have another fest for children mainly. That's kind of similar. And when you're young, that's more what you celebrate. Of course, I had younger brother, so yeah. And then after that, we did that for some more years. And then it's too close to Christmas to do both, I guess. But in a way, Christmas, I always liked the decorating, yeah, and the friends, being with friends and family. So I always feel like I could bring a little bit joy to people by bringing some Christmas spirit, whether that be baking some Christmas cookies and hand them out in the office, or set up a whole series on YouTube about Christmas. It could be anything, yeah. So I don't know. That's what it means to me. Friends, family, love, food, that. And okay, the third question I had received here is how long have I been doing for Tempelores? Ooh, I think as a website we started in 2006 or 7 or so. But before that we were an email edition. And before that there was some sort of printed magazines, really small scale. But yeah, I think basically you could say in the shape it is now since maybe 2007, because then that's when things started to kick off and we went crazy with it. And look at where we are now. So yeah, many years of growth and many good stories. Oh, the fourth question. Let me see, I wrote them all down on this piece of paper. Who was been the biggest influence in my life? Oh, I like that question. I don't know. I could say my parents, of course. Both of them are really, yeah, brought me up and show them the things I appreciate in life. They've always been there for me. You know, when you go out to many shows as a young girl, alone, coming out alone, home alone in the darkness and whatever, and yeah, you're studying, but still, the parents see you come home 3, 4, 5, 6, or even 7 nights, very late. Yeah. I can imagine they had their questions, but they never expressed any of that to me. They always trusted me that I knew what I was doing. They are, yeah, always have been proud of it. And they never really complained when I was, again, gone to a concert or something. Never. Oh, I would go to a festival. Oh, sure, have fun. Let me know what time you'll be home and whether you want to have dinner with us. Yeah. So that I think that support has always been a big influence for me to realize how important support is for people, to stand behind that, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, then there's also, I don't know, maybe another family member that's been a bit more further away from me that I found very, I don't know, in a way it's a good influence on me. I mean, when I was younger, I mean, I didn't know that much about her in that sense. But later on you hear the stories and you realize it more and more. Unfortunately, she is not around anymore. But she lived in an era where, yeah, women weren't meant to be entrepreneurs, successful. But she did that, you know. She had her own store and did very well. And I got to know her as a very generous and loving kind of person, very calm. And yeah, she takes everything in her stride. And I always admired that a lot. Yeah, I think that has also been a big influence to me, to see like, okay, even in times where things weren't as normal as it is nowadays, she just went on and did that. Of course, with the support of her family, her husband and everything, but still, you know, she did that. And that's I'm proud of that. And I hope that I have only a little bit of that inside of me. And sure, I think, especially in the early days when I started with Tempelores and doing photography, it wasn't always that easy for me either as a female, because pretty much all the other photographers were male, and I was a young girl standing there with my camera. Other photographers usually didn't take me serious. The benefit for me was very often that they were nice to me because they didn't see me that much as competition, I guess. Or, I don't know, because I've seen them being, I don't know, quite rival to and mean to other photographers. But to me it was always okay, I guess. Yeah, but then it's also hard to be in that world and you try to be taken seriously. So yeah, you always think about everything. How do I dress? Do I look like I'm serious, or do I look like a fangirl, or I don't know, a groupie maybe? I don't know. Those are things that you always think of at that point. And luckily by now that's totally different. It's more normal. I don't say people that won't struggle with that or even care about that or something, but for me, I think it's cool to be in a photo pit with many other women. I really, really like that, because it feels a bit like, yeah, we got there, we did this, and we have fun together all. So yeah, I guess that's a long answer to the question about who has been the biggest influence in my life. Let's see what's more. Oh, which of the interviews was my favorite? Oh, I don't know. I've yet to record a couple more after these. I think 3 more that I still need to record. To see what was my favorite interview. Yeah, there's a couple that I really enjoyed more than the others maybe. Even though I've met mainly amazing people in this series. Pretty much everyone was nice and very enthusiastic about the concept. So that's really nice. Of course, I really liked my interview with Morlocks. That's because I really loved that previous album of theirs a lot. I mean, it's been on heavy rotation in my car. Just before I was telling you how little time I have to listen to other music than stuff I need to review that's coming out, or yeah, that. But Morlocks always found their way into my car, or I don't know, music players. So yeah, I was very happy to see that finally a new album came out, and I just grabbed the opportunity to speak with them. And yeah, really nice. I liked that. I got to meet them as very nice people, and I hope we will meet in real life soon, maybe. Then I really enjoyed talking with Ectomorph, and I don't know. Yeah, if you listen to that album that they released, you feel a lot of anger, and then in your research that you're usually doing before an interview, you also read what they have been talking about before with older albums and such, to get to know deeper what they are about. And yeah, I mean, it got me a little worried that I might have to deal with somebody who doesn't necessarily like to be interviewed. But we really had a good conversation, and of course, before and after the interview you usually chat a little bit, and yeah, I think I really enjoyed that one a lot. I guess I also enjoyed the Irish guys from Crossfire. Oh my gosh, I think if we would meet, we could spend a very good evening in a pub somewhere. Oh yes. Yeah, I really liked they were so cheerful and open and interested in doing this interview. So yeah, I really liked that one too. Of course, I enjoyed talking to my friends from Lost Train to Venice, because we've been knowing for longer already. Gosh, yeah, I liked a lot of them actually. So that's good. Yeah. Okay, what camera gear do you use? Well, I've always been using Canon a lot, but what was it, maybe 2 years, 1.5, 2 years ago, I bought a Sony, and that I bought specifically for doing some videos while hiking, because hiking is a hobby for me. But I thought my Canon was quite heavy, and I wanted something small, just, you know, take good pictures, but when you just want to go on a little hike around the block, or I don't know, just an hour walk somewhere, then you could just easily grab something. So I bought this Sony. It's the A7R3, and I started using it more, and I was like, okay, I was not planning to take it to concerts, but yeah, I ended up using it in festivals more. Then I started using it more in concerts, and now actually I'm using it to also record this interview. So yeah, I guess in a way I might at some point change completely to Sony, I don't know. But yeah, so I use these brands. And then again, I've always been quite experimental and doing silly things like combining brands, using different rings to connect lenses, maybe use something like a macro flash or something, like a ring flash for macro specifically, using that to do some shots like that people are like, why are you doing that? That's stupid. No, you just sometimes have to try something and be creative and be surprised with the results. As long as you know what you're doing. I mean, obviously get to know your gear first before you use it for annoying people with. If you use a flash somewhere, you really need to know what you're doing and not just put it in someone's face and like disorient them or something. So learn your gear and do it. That's my thing. I like to experiment with that. Okay, next questions. What are the downsides to being a music journalist? Oh dear. It takes a lot of time. Yeah. Downsides, I don't know. I guess, yeah, maybe yeah, don't people think that you get everything for free? That's definitely not true. I mean, pretty much everyone who's doing this is also having like either another job or is on getting some money from government for being, yeah, health issues maybe, I don't know. But I don't really know full-timers, not even from bigger magazines that much. There's always more hustles around, you know. But let's say you go to a festival and yeah, obviously the food and the drinks are a little bit more expensive than when you get it at a supermarket. People don't usually get that. And yeah, when you're just a visitor of a festival, you're like, I'm out, I'm here to party and I have fun, whatever. Then it doesn't really matter maybe. But I mean, I had summers that I've been to 14 festivals, 14. And that's absolutely amazing and I love it. But imagine that the costs for your food and your drinks are a little bit higher. Also, you travel more. You have to most likely take hotels instead of staying at the campsite because you will have equipment with you that you need to charge. And also, you don't want to have it stolen or rained upon that much. So, yeah. I think a lot of people overlook that. And yeah, that's the downside, because not necessarily because it costs money, but yeah, often people think you get just everything for free. Well, you really have to look at your spendings and really question yourself, is it worth it to go to this festival, I don't know, a couple hundreds of kilometers away from where I live? Is this gonna get me what I want to get out of it? So that's. And maybe what I also really think is a downside is that you will often be surrounded with people who are very complaining. And I like, some people complain a lot about lineups and everything. And I can't stand it. I hate it. Like, if you don't like the lineup, please go to somewhere, other festival that you do like. Don't complain. I mean, yeah, if you really don't like it, why go there? There's other people who could be there reporting about the festival and which they enjoy. You don't have to do it, you know. So that's, I guess. Next question then. Do you have a wish list for bands to see live? Oh, I get asked that question also quite often. No, if I have a wish list, a band that I really want to see, then usually I look at their tour schedule and make sure that I visit one of the shows. Luckily that I am able to do that. But also, like, I mean, even if it's a small band and they play only a local show, I mean, if I really want to see it, I hop on a plane, a train, or take my car and just go there. Because that's the way bands can grow, and maybe at some point they can play in your backyard, you know what I'm saying? Like around the corner in the local venues near you. But they really need to get there, and I really think it's important that that people take the chance that they have to see a band and not take it for granted that bands always come near you. So yeah, I think that's my answer. What is the best concert venue that you have been to? Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, there used to be some really cool places in Helsinki that I always enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed this place called Dante's Highlight. It's not around anymore, but yeah, it had a good vibe. There were always strange things going on, nice decoration, good atmosphere. Then I guess the same for this place called Gloria. I really liked that one. Yeah, I don't know. In Helsinki also really, really like On The Rocks. If you go to Helsinki and you have an opportunity to see a show there, please do. Gosh, well, then in the Netherlands, I really like the Willemijn venue. It's definitely not the best lighted or well-lit place or whatever. But what I really like is these volunteers and people who are working there are all super kind. They're always very welcoming, and yeah, I really appreciate that. And they really book bands that can grow there. Yeah, even if they're smaller, they get opportunities, and I really appreciate that. Then maybe the same for the Baruch in Rotterdam, which is maybe even more known in a way. Yeah, I kind of grew up there. I mean, I lived near Rotterdam. So for me, it was a 10 minutes bus drive when I was younger. And yeah, I can say I've seen hundreds of shows there. Nowadays, I live quite far away, so I don't get there very often anymore. But it's also one of those places where people are usually very kind to you. And yeah, cool. I like that place. Yeah. What other places can I mention? I don't know. There's many good venues around. But I think the ones I mentioned are maybe the ones that have a very special place in a way for me. Oh, what do we have next? Do you have a favorite genre? Yeah, no, that's just depends a bit on the period. Sometimes I'm listening to a lot of black metal, sometimes more melodic death, sometimes I'm really into the deafest form of death that you can find. And yeah, it really, I mean, I don't have a genre specific that I listen to mostly. No, I vary a lot. So yeah. Do you make friends upon bands that you meet? Yes, you do that. Of course. I mean, especially if you get to meet people, you're in the same business together. Yeah, of course you make friends. Makes sense. But also, I think you have to realize that some people are just nicer to you because they like to have some promotion, and they like it if you write a good, positive review. So, I don't know, you just always have to be aware of that. Yeah, not everyone appreciates it if you're honest in your reviews. If it doesn't fall, the coin doesn't fall to their side. Yeah, so yes, you do make friends, but you also have to be aware that not everyone who pretends to be a friend is an actual friend. So that's. Have I been to the metal cruise? No. No. I've been invited sometimes to go there, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like something I would necessarily want to do. Maybe someday I'll be there, but it's not like super high on my wish list to go to this metal cruise, no. Do you also listen to other genres than metal? Of course, yes. I mean, when I'm with some of my best friends, then I could really go crazy with some old 80s and 90s stuff. We have a lot of fun with just that. Of course, I like industrial, some synth-driven music, sometimes some pop songs, but yeah, I faded away from that a lot, I guess. When I was younger, I could listen to that more, but nowadays I don't really know what's popular other than what's ever making the headlines, no. But yeah, I do also enjoy listening to some jazz every once in a while. Depends a lot on what exactly it is, but yeah, I could enjoy that a lot too. And just some glam sometimes could be fun. Yeah, so yeah, it's not just metal for me, and that's also for Tempelores. We are beyond metal. I know we have that very metal look, but yeah, sometimes we just pick up other genres as well. Why not? I mean, many of the artists we interviewed also had other favorite artists that are not metal, so it's just, I think music is just uniting people regardless of a genre. So yeah, definitely more than just metal. Are you religious? No, I'm not. I have no issues against it or something, but I did not grow up to be religious. I got to see firsthand, I guess, that a lot of people who are Christians, calling themselves Christians, are behaving to what I think is very un-Christian, being mean, I don't know, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Yeah, I guess that's just not for me. But what I do really appreciate about religion is, I guess in a way, it could really give people support and a feeling that they are not alone in this world. And that's what I think is a really positive thing. Did I study to be a journalist or a photographer? No, I did not. I studied to be a real estate person, which is kind of more management driven, I guess, rather than just real estate as is in its purest form. But what we do in the Netherlands is that you do have to take a couple credits from studies beyond your own. And there I took journalism classes, which were very useful for me. Yeah, so I definitely did do some study to it, but I didn't do a full 4-year length education for that. In the end, I guess it's more like semi-hobby, professional-ish kind of thing to do. So yeah, you never know where you end up. Good. Next question. Who is the coolest musician you met and which one you hated? Oh gosh, I really don't talk about people in such a negative way, but okay, maybe I can yeah, one person I really did not like is King Dude, because when I went to see him, he was very drunk, complaining a lot about some missed flight or something, and he was basically telling people he would not perform until somebody bought him some hard liquor from the bar. And there was a lot of alcohol available for him on the stage already, so I found that a bit strange. And also, like, there's your fans who paid money to get a ticket, arranged maybe a babysitter, left earlier from their jobs to come and see you, and you're just there being entitled or something. Yeah, whatever it was that frustrates you, please don't put it out to the people who dare to support you. So yeah, I didn't see him afterwards because of this. I never really went to another show, so maybe it was just a one-time thing, but that was like my worst concert experience ever. And cool people, well, I meet so many great and amazing cool people. I guess maybe a highlight, I think, was when I met the singer of IMAX. I listen to IMAX quite regularly, but not like super often or something. But when I got to interview him, I felt like we had a good connection, and this guy has been like super open and honest about whatever he needed to say, and I found that amazing. Like, yeah, it just worked. Yeah, so that person, yeah, that made a big impression on me. Yeah, so that was really cool. Why are you so often on your phone in between shows? Oh, yeah. Look, when I'm in between sets, I'm doing business most of the time. Yeah, so if I go to, for say, a festival and I have to afterwards write a photo, I do not only do photos but also write a review of like 34 bands or something. I need to make notes of what I've seen. Sometimes I record myself talking about a show or set, but sometimes I just type it in. Otherwise, I'm looking at messages. People might write me to meet. Could be that promoters want contact with me to interview some artist or something like that. I also need to post stuff on social media because those pictures are not getting there by themselves, you know. So yeah, usually I'm doing a lot of business and not just looking at reels or something. So yeah, that's it. But by all means, if you see me somewhere and I'm just on my phone and you really want to talk to me, don't hesitate and just come and chat. I mean, that stuff can also wait for a couple minutes or whatever. It's all fine. So I understand that question very well, but please know it's not just because I want to ignore people or something, but usually I keep on doing business. So, do you have a New Year's resolution? Oh yes, I mean, I've always loved doing New Year's resolutions. I've been thinking about it already. I still have some days in this year, so I probably have to crystallize out a little bit further for the rest. And I don't care what people's opinion are about New Year's resolutions, because I'm really good at keeping them. And yes, I could do that at any time of the year, but most people don't do that at any time of the year. And for me, it's just something I enjoy. So Yeah, what I've been thinking, I mean, last year for me was a lot about healing because the year before my mother died, and during that period I come back to a lot of things that are very important for me. So then you start to realize that sometimes you have to say goodbye to people that were in your life because they were not supportive. And then when I was talking about that with one of my friends, they confronted me with the fact that I'm basically a netto giver. Yeah, probably true. So I would like to have the next year a little bit be more about me, and I do not want to focus on the people who just want me to do stuff, to spend time and energy on going there, but also, yeah, that they're also there for me sometimes, you know, and yeah, I like to put some more energy into that, and yeah. For the rest, yeah, I have some goals with Tempelores, of course. So, yeah, those I will have to finalize my thoughts upon. So, yeah, definitely I do New Year's resolutions. What is your favorite movie? I don't have a TV. I don't really watch shows or movies whatsoever, because most of my spare time I spent on either hiking, visiting friends and family, or yeah, Tempelores basically. And when I am with friends and they want to watch a movie, I do my best to watch it for a while with them, try to keep my focus to it. But a lot of them don't really mind if I'm sitting next to them reading a book, doing something else, but they just enjoy the company. So movies not so much for me. It is what it is. Do you have a favorite local band? Oh dear, we're again with favorites, guys. Yeah, I like a lot of local bands, usually more than bigger names even. Yeah, maybe I'll just mention one name for the sake of it, and that might be then a Dutch band, of course, Adelocedent, because I really enjoyed their shows in the past year that I've been seeing them. I think they are great and have everything that they need to grow substantially large, so probably coming to a show near you anytime soon. Yeah. Do you have tips for somebody who wants to be a journalist? Oh yeah, definitely. If you really want to be a journalist and get into music journalism, you should contact me. Because in my crew, I pretty much always have time and space to help out some person who wants to write. If you want to write a show review or album review or do an interview with a band and you're really interested in this, yeah, sure, contact me. Write me an email, info@tempelores.com. You can write me a DM on Insta or on Facebook and join my amazing crew, because I'm not alone. I have an amazing team of people with me, and we can always use more amazing people to join that. So yeah, if you really want to do that, feel free to contact me, and we can work together, definitely. Yeah, so that's the questions. Oh dear, now it's time for me to say thank you. I'm amazed with how many of you have been looking at the interviews I've been doing, and how many of you were supporting that journey. And wow, I'm amazed. If you haven't done so, please give me a like, subscribe to our YouTube, because we can really use that support to keep doing more interviews. Why not leave a comment somewhere if you liked the band? Yeah, let us know, because we also then see a little bit what you guys want to see. That helps us too. And yeah, maybe after each video I put at least one video from a link to a video from the band that we've just interviewed. So why not click there, go to their profile if you liked it a lot, give them some thumbs up, subscribe maybe also to them. Yeah, because that's what the best thing you can do to support artists, and that's like showing some support. And support can be in just the little things like watching things on YouTube, giving a like or a share on social media, subscribe. Yeah, those things are important, not only to us but also to the bands that you listen to, that we support, and you know. So yeah, that's what I want to say. But most of all, thank you so much. Thank you.